that, Jim. Let's go. Get the net. Oh, you got one too? Oh.
What if I told you we caught 40 silver salmon in just 4 days while camping in one of Alaska's most stunning coastal paradises?
Uh-oh. I got one on too, Jim. Now what?
This is the complete story of our Valdez fishing adventure, where we pushed our limits.
Oh, Jim's got his first fish. I'm so excited. Don't lose him.
Filled our coolers, and experienced some of the most breathtaking backcountry this state has to offer. You'll see exactly where we fished, what gear worked, how we camped both in tents and our van, and the real challenges we faced chasing salmon in Alaska's wilderness. By God's grace and a lot of determination, we turned 4 days into a harvest that will sustain us. This is Living My Alaska, and this is our unfiltered.
This is what it's about right here. Silver salmon. Whoa, look at that right there. Look at that, Jim. Let's go, get the net. Oh, you got one too? Oh, what are we going to do now? Want to bring me yours, maybe? Get mine in here. Wow. All right. It's quite the day of fishing. 45 minutes, 3 beautiful big fat silvers. Jim's got one more to catch, then we're done. It's our last fish, 6 fish in the last probably 30 minutes. Jim's gonna dispatch him with the baton and then we'll bring him up to the truck. It's the best way to put him down out of end his suffering right there. This is a beautiful silver salmon, also known as a coho, caught earlier today. Really nice and fat. We're gonna fillet this thing right now. Rule number 1 of filleting, make sure you have a very sharp knife. Another rule number 1 is a cut glove. This knife won't go through this glove and it protects my hands. I always use a cut glove. All right, first step. First thing I want to do is rinse this fish off. He's so nice and fat. I want to cut the belly off this fish. There's a lot of fat on this belly and it's going to be really great for smoking. Just like that. This is called salmon belly, and it is a delicacy right here. So if you're wondering how to do this, I'll go right behind the fin, make my cut, and then gently turn my knife, and then run down right here. You know you've done it well when your knife has run right against the backbone of the fish, and then we do the same for the other side. And you'll be able to see my knife go right down the edge of that fin, right there. And then I want to run my knife right under these rib bones and get them out of there. Saving as much meat as I can. All right. So now the fish is like this. We'll cut it up into sections. Usually about one serving is about the size of your hand, like this. So this will go into the Ziplocs and then into the freeze packer for storage. That's a beautiful Ziploc bag full of fresh, delicious, and healthy coho salmon.
Every great Alaska adventure starts with preparation and faith that you're heading out at the right time. The drive itself is part of the adventure. You're crossing mountain passes, winding through valleys, and every mile reminds you why Alaska is called the last frontier.
That's what we're after right there. Hey, look at that. That's a nice fish. The beatings will continue until morale improves. Fish on, Roy. Woo! Wow, look at it run. Okay. Yeah. So get your net in. Put your net. Come right in. Oh, nice job, man. Hang on, let me help. Don't twist the net.
No, the net's fine.
Keep it vertical. Keep it horizontal.
When you get them bagged up like that, you okay?
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. Wow, that's a nice fish. Bloody. Busted my hand up pretty good. Beautiful fish. What's he doing right there? Yeah, our fish are up here, right? Yeah. Look at that big sucker. Today it's gray and rainy. We're waiting for the tide to come in and waiting for the fish to come in with the tide. These fish will be here and I'm excited to catch more. We'll get our limit again today. I fully expect that and I'm excited. Silver salmon, no dip net. One more and I'm done. This is really bad on this hand, but I just can't stand it. This is our last day of fishing for the year. We're not only fishing with lures, we're also trying to snag salmon. Snagging salmon in Alaska is legal in some places, but not others. And what it means is you use these big treble hooks like this, and you take a very heavy-duty pole, a heavy-duty reel, heavy-duty line, and you sling it out there, and you drag it through the water, and it will snag the salmon. So this is what our favorite setup is to snag salmon. So this is a frigate reel. It's an affordable reel. I believe it's Bass Pro Shop Cabela's in-house brand. Also, it's a frigate rod. This is a 9-foot rod, 15 to 30 pound test line, extra heavy power, fast action. These treble hooks come in different sizes. This is a really big one. You have to check regulations, make sure you're using the correct ones. And one of the other really valuable things to have is a really good dip net. This has saved me many times. My refusal to buy a really good net has cost me many fish lost at the dock, or in this case at the rocks. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing one glove, because this is made by Kenco, it's a cut resistant glove. I'm able to grab that fish without that fish cutting into my hands, and it helps me really get a good grip on the fish. So we're gonna sling this out there just a few more times this evening in hopes that we can snag a silver salmon. Let's sling it out and see how we do. You reel the line tight, then you gently jerk. You're just pulling it through the water like that. And you'll definitely feel when that hook hits something. Oh, there we go. That's a fish. Probably a pink salmon. How do you know it's a silver or a pink? Generally, you'll know when it's a silver because when the silver hits, it will run and it will fight very aggressively. When you snag a pink salmon, it feels like you've snagged into like a log or a tree branch. It's a dead pull. Even the half-dead pinks are tough and heavy. I think it's a male pink salmon, also called a humpy at this point. I'll show you in just a second why he's called a humpy. Gross. Okay, this is a male pink salmon and he's spawned out. You can see his teeth. Look at his mouth. Gross. And the big hump right here. That's why he's called a humpy. We don't want those. We'll try this a few more times. If we keep snagging humpies, we're gonna shut it down. One of the things people want to know generally is what time of the tide is best to fish. Generally, the attitude is about 2 hours before high tide through 1 hour of the turning tide headed low. I've never had much luck catching fish on an outgoing tide. It's always been on an incoming tide. It is absolutely beautiful and peaceful out here. It's a lovely way to spend an evening. I'm not catching any fish, but I don't really care. The Valdez hatchery, called Salmon Gulch Hatchery, is just over my right shoulder here. They are the reason we have so many salmon in here. Of course, there is a natural salmon run in here too, but they've enriched it with the hatchery. The hatchery produces millions of salmon eggs every year and little baby salmon called salmon fry. And they dump them back into the ocean and they go out to sea and then they mature and then they come back in as adults. Where they were born is where they return to die and spawn, which is absolutely fascinating. How they know that, we're still not quite sure. Something else you'll find interesting. Every salmon I've caught today, pink salmon, has been a male salmon. The female salmon comes in first, makes the nest, lays the egg. The male salmon come in on a later date in a completely different school and compete to fertilize those eggs. God's creation is absolutely stunning. Today was our final day of fishing here in Valdez, and we had a really great successful trip. We hit our limit multiple days, and I thought I'd show you what we were using, and it looks like this. This is called a flying C. It says that right there. Today's 5 fish that I caught all in less than 2 hours was with an orange skirt and an all gold spinner. These other people have been using. This is called a Blue Fox by Vibrax, and this is actually a number 6. That's a really big one, but I think the number 5 is what worked best. Pink with the silver spinner. Most of the time we fished here several days in a row, I used this one. This is a Mepps Flying C with the pink skirt and a gold spinner. It casts really well, spins really well. It goes a little bit deeper to catch those big silvers as they cruise around. This is the lures we use most here in Valdez, Alaska in the first week of September to catch really big hot action on silver salmon. This is the reel that I used most when I was casting the little lures that I showed you. This is a Penn Fierce 4000 series. This is 15-pound test spider wire or braided fishing line. It hangs like this. Rod would be here. And it spins. In the description of this video, I'll put some links to all the things we used in this fishing trip. So maybe you can give this a shot sometimes too. Come take a look. Here's my 5 silver salmon. The limit was 6, but I've got a hand injury that's starting to hurt and I think it's getting quite dirty. So it's time for me to stop. But check out these beautiful fish. This is a gorgeous fat silver salmon straight out of the ocean in Alaska. And they are fantastic to eat. Looks like Mr. Jim got one more right there in front of us. Wow, look at the size of that sucker. Beautiful mess of fish, look at that, wow. Oh, that's a beauty. Well, Mr. Jim, that's a good day of fishing.
I tell you, that is good day in Valdez. Woo, man.
It's the end of our fishing trip in Valdez, Alaska for this year. I've made 5 trips to Valdez for salmon fishing in the last about 6 or 8 weeks. It's been quite the epic journey all summer coming here, and I've really enjoyed myself. It's been a fabulous trip, and it's ended with some fantastic fishing, probably some of the best fishing I've ever done in my life in terms of success and the number of fish caught and the quality of the fish caught. Between the 3 of us, we've picked up over 50 silver salmon, and I think I picked up 30 pink salmon out of here in previous trips. I think I'll go home when we divide it all up, almost 100 pounds of salmon for the year, and that's fantastic. And I'm so glad to share with you, and I'm so glad you came with us on this fantastic journey with Living by Alaska.
One of the advantages of van-based camping is mobility. We can move to different fishing spots, cross rivers, and access remote locations that tent campers can't reach. Alaska doesn't just give you fish, it gives you moments that remind you of God's creation. Bear encounters, sea lions hunting the same salmon we're after, Bridal Veil falls cascading down the mountains, glacial rivers carving through valleys.
Not a bad place to spend the night in Valdez, Alaska. Right by the river, absolutely gorgeous. The sound of that river all night long, just outside our window. We slept like logs. But come with me to the river. I want to show you why we love this spot here in Valdez.
Glacier views, sea otters in the bay, silence. Van life here is not easy. Cold mornings, limited resources, but it is freedom. The freedom to wake up here, fish all day, and sleep to the sound of waves.
I love old bridges, and Alaska has a bunch of them. Check this out. Trout fishing near Valdez, Alaska today, and it's gorgeous. How about that for a backdrop while you're fishing? Called an Alaskan traffic jam party. Is what happens when we do construction in the summertime.
We all hang out in the road.
Just being social, that's what we do. Wait for the traffic to come by so we can get on our way to Valdez and catch some fish.
Bennett was trying to level out the van a little bit because this is our fishing spot for the night and the next few days. What do you think?
I think that worked out really well. According to the level bubble, we are perfectly level. Stick rocks under the tires, just like that, and that makes us level on a slope like this. And this is our camp spot for tonight.
I see them jumping out there already.
Yeah, they are jumping. We're in Valdez, near the hatchery. So we'll give it a shot, see what happens. Hey, you gotta come get the net. Oh, please stay on, please stay on. I'm trying to keep him in the water. Oh, please don't lose this fish. You ready?
No.
All right, you ready? Get him. Yeah, look at that, honey. We got our first fish.
Hello, Mr. Pink.
It's 4:30 a.m. on a beautiful Wednesday morning in Alaska, and I've got my first fish on the line already. There's the moon, and it's gonna be a beautiful day. It's high tide right now. It's calm and quiet out here. I gotta get this fish. There's a bear down there just across the road. He wants some salmon too.
This is subsistence. This is the harvest. This is how we eat through the winter when the rivers freeze and the roads close.
We're at the fish hatchery. This is a beautiful place. Let me show you around.
This is what 40 silver salmon looks like after 3 days in the smoker. But the technique that got us here? Most Alaskans will never tell you this. We just had our best salmon season in 10 years. Limits every single day for 2 weeks straight. Today, I am showing you exactly how we did it, how we processed every single fish, and the 3 things that separate good smoked salmon from great smoked salmon. And this is where it all pays off.
This is our salmon bellies that have been curing all night in salt and sugar and garlic and cayenne pepper. It's time to dump this out, rinse it off. One of the tips that we recently found are these little buckets. This is a white food management tray made by LEMs. Everything we use to do this recipe and to smoke these fish, I'll put in the link in the descriptions of this video so you can do this too if you want. Make sure you start with a clean sink. And then we'll dump the salmon bellies in here. Here's all of our salmon bellies. What we're doing is we're rinsing off all of the sugar and salt that we put on them overnight. And what you'll find is once this fish soaks overnight, it becomes a lot more firm and darker in color, as you can see here. And that's how you know it's ready to be smoked. One of the steps that people suggest is that you let this sit in the refrigerator for about 4 hours. It develops something called a pellicle, and that's basically just sort of an outside layer that happens after the salmon starts to dry out. You can also do this on the smoker, and that's what we will do. I will set my smoker to its absolute lowest temperature, and I'll put the fish in it early. And as the temperature rises, it will dry out this salmon. Dry salmon holds the smoke flavor and the smoke a lot better than wet salmon. The process of drying it is you put it in the smoker early, give it about an hour at your lowest setting at about, I think it's 130, and that will dry out the salmon before you start to raise the temperature. We're getting ready to fire up our electric pellet fired smoker this morning for the salmon. And I wanted to show you why I love this smoker so much. Come with me, check this out. This is the Pit Boss Pellet Smoker Pro Series. I bought it at Sportsman's Warehouse. I'll put a link in the description where you can find one of these for yourself. Check out inside. So we have multiple racks in this thing, and then we have a water tray down here that also it would catches grease. So when we put the fish in here, we want that fish to dry out. So no water is going in here just yet. Maybe later on today, as the fish smokes, I might put some beer or some apple juice or something in here, and that trickles up, maybe just water. So that's what's going to happen later. But right now we'll fill all of these trays with beautiful salmon bellies that have been cured overnight, and we'll get to smoking. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in here cold. The smoker is cold. I'm not going to wait for the smoker to warm up, and I'll set my smoker at its lowest temperature. I believe it's 130, and over the next hour or two it'll slowly raise that temperature, and the circulating air with a little bit of smoke will dry out that fish, and then we'll slowly raise the temperature to about 150, 160. So we'll slowly raise the temperature for a 4-hour smoking time. And about the last hour or so, we'll take those fish out and glaze that with birch syrup. That will make a beautiful, sweet salmon candy, smoked salmon. Let's get started. Okay, the smoker is plugged in. This is the on button here, and we will set it. It's low temp right now. So we'll go ahead and let it start warming up. My favorite smoker pellets to do this kind of stuff is something like hickory. It says it's good for just about anything. I like it. So it's going in here. Come around this way, I'll show you the other side. This is how we know we have a full hopper full of pellets, right there. The pellets get dumped in there. An electric motor feeds it into the burner. The burner creates the smoke. We want a lot of airflow through here, so we open this up. Let's go get some fish. Here's our salmon. Woo! It already smells good. Look at the difference between these two pieces of salmon. It's two different types of salmon. One is the coho, the silver salmon, salmon belly, and this is a pink salmon, and we've cured it overnight as well. We're going to smoke it and see how it turns out. Here's the question for all of you or anyone who's ever done salmon smoking. Do you place the salmon skin down or skin up on the smoker, and why? So here's the question: skin down or skin up? Put a comment in the comments to this video. Let me know the answer, and please tell me why. Check this out. That's a beautiful sight. Racks and racks of smoking salmon bellies. Oh, I'm so excited. We have 3 hours of smoking ahead of us, and I'll keep you updated as we go through this process. Okay, let's get to smoking. The first hour of salmon smoking is done. Let's check it out. Oh, it's looking good in there. This is really good. So this is really good sign. We've smoked it for just about an hour at the lowest possible rate, which is 130 degrees. And what we've done is dried out this fish. And now it's really sticky to the touch. And that is what you want. So now that means it's ready to turn up the heat. We will raise this smoker temperature to 150. $150 it is for about the next hour. We'll give it a basting with some delicious birch syrup that we made right here on the little homestead. All right, this is step 2 happening right now. We're making progress on the smoker. It's been a couple hours. Let's open it up, have a look. Ooh, that looks good. So we're gonna raise the temperature to 180 for about another hour. We've been smoking these fish for about 4 hours now, and it's time to put our secret little sauce here, also known as Alaskan birch syrup, that we made from right here on this property. And that will give it a beautiful sweet glaze. We'll let them cook for about another hour. Oh, it smells amazing. I wish we had smell-o-vision. Smoked salmon bellies glazed with birch syrup. Is there anything more Alaskan than that? We love the salmon bellies because they're the fattiest part of the fish. And that makes for some really great tasting smoked salmon. Still a little pink and mushy inside. We want it to be firm.
Make it shine like new money.
Yeah, like new money. Yes, sir. Okay, Mr. Jim, I think we got it.
Oh, okay.
So we'll set this to 180 degrees and continue to let it smoke. This is the end result, and the delicious and the amazing smelling end result of a coho salmon that comes to our house after catching it in the Valdez waters of Alaska. It's beautiful, we've smoked it, and I want to show you two different types of smoke that we've used. This is a huge batch that I did, and I want to show you the mistakes I made so you don't do these at home. I followed a recipe that I found online that I wanted to try, and it called for 3 cups of brown sugar, 1 cup of salt. And the problem with that recipe was it's too salty. And so when I smoked this batch, when I went to taste it, it was way too salty. I also smoked it for a long time. I think I smoked it for 6+ hours. And so what it created was a very dry, hard texture of salmon. This is the salmon belly, by the way. This is the bottom of the salmon right here. This is the fins that you'd see in the back of the fish. And so it's still delicious. It still smells amazing, but I don't really care for it just to eat it like this. It's not sweet enough for me, and it's really salty. So I want to show you the second batch. On the second batch, I doubled the sugar, and that cut the salt content. And I only smoked it for about 4 hours, and it came out really nice, this golden brown color, and it's a lot softer and a lot sweeter, and that's how I like it. And I really love the texture of this. So this will be eating salmon. We can eat it and serve it just like this. So that's how we will store it. So the difference looks like this. Pay attention to the difference here between this salmon belly and this salmon belly. This is 6 to 8 hours of smoking. This is 4 to 5 hours of smoking. By the way, so if you're wondering how I did this, I started at 130, and then every hour I creeped up 130 to 150 to 180 to 200 to finish it off. And the safety recommendations say somewhere between 145 and 155. But don't take my word for that. Check it yourself. Make sure you fully cook your salmon. Don't serve this raw to people. You could get them sick. So in here we also have some other things, not just salmon bellies. This is a piece of pink salmon that I caught on an earlier trip to Valdez, and look at the difference between the salmon belly and the pink salmon fillet. But we will put this into bags and we'll use it for dips and other things like salmon cakes and such like this. This, we'll just eat it like it is. My goal for today is to take this entire tray of really salty, very cooked salmon, strip all of the meat out of these skins because the skins are no good to me. This set right here, which is really good and tender, will go in the vacuum sealed bags just like this. Let's get started. Let me show you what I have here. This Weston Pro 3000 vacuum sealer is one of the better ones I've purchased. These LEM Max bags here, also bought these as Sportsman's. This is a 28 count, 11 by 16 inches. I believe it's 1 gallon. Yeah, 1 gallon each. And they look like this. So I can put a lot of fish in one of these. And I made some amazing salmon dip out of some of this fish last night. Let me show that to you. I'll go get it out of my refrigerator right now. I used this fish to make this dip. And this is the end result. It is a wonderful smelling, beautiful texture, absolutely delicious with crackers or a sturdy sort of a potato chip. What's in here is cream cheese, sour cream, mayonnaise, chopped chives, dill, capers, and some Cajun seasoning, Tony Chachere's Cajun seasoning to be exact, and a little bit of Tabasco sauce. It's not real spicy. You can make it as spicy or less spicy as you want, and that's all that's in there. So we've used this salmon belly smoked to make this dip, and it's amazing. All right, let's put this away and get started. So a couple ways that you can pull the meat out of these skins, just like this, it just peels out, and then you have all of the meat from the fish like this. And then if you really want to get efficient with it, make sure you run your fingers in here and get it all out. Another way is to take a spoon, lay it on a flat surface, and then scrape it out like this. That really gets everything out. But you have to be careful you don't pull out something you don't want in there, like a bone, or see, that's a bone. You don't want that in here, obviously. Okay, and that's a clean salmon belly skin that we can get rid of. And so we just do that over and over until we're all done. All right, this is a pink salmon. You can do the same. You can just peel the skin away from the smoked meat. Gosh, that's a good smell. I smoked these in hickory. I smoked these in a combination blend of hickory, maple, and some other flavors. I prefer some of the sweeter smelling and sweeter tasting smoked woods, apple, cherry, stuff like that. But sometimes you have to work with what you have, and what we had available was hickory at the time. You have your choices in texture of fish. Let me show you the difference. You can see this is really bright pink, kind of almost mushy. This is hard. It's almost like salmon jerky. I prefer it like this. Oh, that's amazing. So what will we do with this fish? This smoked salmon will add beautiful flavor to just about any dish you want to cook that requires a seafood, smoked seafood, chowder, dip, salmon cakes, just cheese and crackers, like a charcuterie board. If you guys want to send in your recipes and your favorite ways that you like to make salmon, send them in and I'll pick 3, my favorite 3, and I'll try them. And the one I love the most, I will give a free membership for a year to YouTube, to Living My Alaska's YouTube page. What comes with a membership in Living My Alaska? You get early access to all of our videos. Well, you get early access to many of our videos, and you get a more direct access to me to ask more questions and learn about life on the edge of the last frontier. I'm going to continue to do this. This is what we have so far. So I'm using a spoon to scrape out some of the salmon that's sticking to the skins. That's the next step of this process. We'll be putting all this meat into these bags and working this vacuum sealer, and I'm excited to show you how that works as well. I've scraped the salmon, the smoked salmon, out of all of these skins. This is a salmon belly skin with nothing left in it. And here is the beautiful pile of salmon meat. This is our pile of salmon, smoked salmon, and it smells so good, and I'm resisting the urge to eat out of this pile because it smells amazing and it's absolutely delicious. And so now it's time to put it away. This is not salmon that I would serve on a plate with cheese and crackers. This is salmon that I will use to make dips and soups and chowders and salmon cakes. And so that's why it's all in pieces like this, and that's why I pulled it out of the salmon belly carcass. So one of the challenges you will have when putting this stuff in freezer bags is that this meat is very oily. And so your hands are constantly shiny and sticky and slick. And so I have to keep towels around constantly, because here's the problem. If you put the salmon meat in here and you get too much grease on the edge of this sealing part up here, it won't seal. And you throw it in the freezer and the seal will break midwinter, and all of your salmon will be freezer burnt and inedible. Turn that on, and we'll start scooping salmon into these bags. And I'm doing my best not to get too much salmon oil and smoked salmon on the lip of this bag where we need it to seal up when it's done. So that's probably enough in one bag. Let's see how it flattens out. This is what you do not want right there. You see that piece of salmon up by my finger? That's a bad deal. If you have that on your bag, it will not seal. So I want my bags not too thick with salmon. I don't want it all up in a ball. You want it flat like that. So this is a pretty good ready to seal bag. Ooh, look at that. That's cool. Sucking all the air out. 3, 2, 1, and done. So I hold the lid down just a second to make sure this heat seals this bag really well, then I let go. Oh wow, that sealed really good. It's extremely firm. You can feel there's no air. It's very thin. It sucked all the air out. This, folks, is a beautiful bag of vacuum sealed smoked salmon ready to be eaten at a future time. So I will label this bag, what it is, and the date that I put it in here, and that will help me understand later on what we have. One of the tricks you can do is if you turn over the lid like this, you're likely to keep it a little cleaner. We caught so much fish that I had to buy a new freezer, a second freezer to store all of the salmon. It's a good problem to have. As you can see, I'm filling this bag about halfway. It's quite the process to get this end result. Learn how to fish, buy all the gear, go fishing, wait till the fish show up, catch the fish, fillet the fish, store the fish, transport the fish home, smoke the fish, and then store the fish. It is great fun. It's a wonderful way to spend your time, but it is time consuming and expensive. I don't know what the going rate is for a pound of coho salmon right now. You might want to look that up. But I can tell you I have thousands of dollars of equipment. I have thousands of dollars of fishing rods, fishing lures, fishing reels, freezers, smoker, vacuum sealer. I believe we paid roughly $500 for this vacuum sealer. And all of that for this. And it's not just for that. It's not just for this, is it? It is for the memories, for the experience, for the life experience. And that, folks, is priceless. All right, super. In the description of this video, I will put all of these tools that we use today to make this beautiful thing here.
This is what it means to hunt, harvest, and homestead in the last frontier. This is what happens when you combine faith, preparation, and a willingness to do the hard work. If you want to see more of our Alaska fishing adventures, head over to our complete Alaska Fishing Adventures playlist where we document every trip, every technique, and every lesson learned on the water.